Dr. Madan Kumar, the resource person, ladies and gentlemen. I am happy today to speak to the leaders of Christ University. Every time we speak of leadership, when I see leadership being practiced at Christ University, I feel the model we are used to and practice is obsolete. The current model here is not relevant anymore. I find the traditional leadership model to be one where leaders function as mere managers who oversee transactions of whether employees maintain desired performance levels and in exchange they timely receive their salary and benefits. Generally, we are positional leaders. We derive our authority simply from the fact that we are the boss. When we are looking at imparting 21st century learning skills to our students, when we use the most sophisticated technology and instruments for our research and try to publish our work in the most renowned journals, we want Christ University to be a world-class university. We should also look at a leadership model that will effectively steer us into optimally harnessing the best out of our peers and students for their personal, academic, professional, and institutional growth. That is why, when the Kenneth Leadership Chair proposed a 3 day leadership workshop on servant and agile leadership models, I happily decided to participate in it myself. I think servant leadership model should have been the model Christ University adopted long time back. Because the first time I came across this model was in the Bible, Matthew chapter 20. That the mother of Zebedee's sons came to Jesus with the sons and, kneeling down, asked a favor of him. What is it you want? Jesus asked. She said, grant that one of these two sons of mine may sit at your right and the other at your left in your kingdom. You don't know what you're asking, Jesus said to them. Can you drink the cup I am going to drink? We can, they answered. Jesus said to them, you will indeed drink from the cup, but to sit at my right or left is not for me to grant. These places belong to those for whom they have been prepared by my Father. When the 10 heard about this, they were indignant with the two brothers. Jesus called them together and said, you know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and their high officials exercise authority over them. Not so with you. Instead, whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant, and whoever wants to be first must be your slave, just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. I understand from my reading that servant leaders are a revolutionary bunch. They take the traditional power leadership model and turn it completely upside down. This new hierarchy puts the people at the very top and the leader at the bottom, charged with serving the people above them. That's because these leaders possess a serve-first mindset, and they are focused on empowering and uplifting those who work for them. They are serving instead of commanding, showing humility instead of brandishing authority, and always looking to enhance the development of their staff members in ways that unlock potential, creativity, and sense of purpose. The servant leader moves beyond the transactional aspects of management and instead actively seeks to develop and align an employee's sense of purpose with the organization mission. The benefits of servant leadership are many. Empowered staff will perform at a high, innovative level. Employees feel more engaged and purpose driven, which in turn increases the organization's retention and lowers attrition rates. Well trained and trusted staff continue to develop as future leaders, thus helping to ensure the long term viability of the organization. However, for us to realize these benefits, we need to bring in some change as individuals and as an institution. We need to change our approach and our attitude to situations and people. Servant leadership ultimately starts with an unselfish mindset. If you have selfish motivations, then you are not going to be a good servant leader. It has to be less about you. Moreover, the organization needs to sustain a workplace culture in which this type of leadership can thrive. Finally, there are behaviors that the servant leaders themselves must practice on a regular basis. The servant leader keeps a continual focus on talent development. If a leader is not spending at least 25% of his or her time developing future leaders, then you are not really fulfilling your responsibilities as a leader, experts say. Servant leaders are consistent in showing encouragement and humility with an egalitarian attitude. They don't think of themselves as any better than anybody else. In practice, this means that when employees make mistakes, the leader is not treating them as children who need to be scolded. Instead, the servant leader engages in respectful conversation, which demonstrates trust in the employee to make the needed adjustments. Trust is both a defining characteristic and outcome of servant leadership. Remember that servant leaders are both servants and leaders. You do serve and you require other dimensions of leadership like character and competence. Competence means that the leader has a track record of high ability and achieving results with the skills that are relevant. Character means that results and accomplishments are achieved with integrity and ethics. Servant leadership is a universal concept because it has its roots in both Eastern and Western cultures, researchers say. In the East, scholars point to Chinese and Indian philosophers such as Laozi, Chanakya, and Buddha, who asserted that when the best leaders finish their work, their people would say, "We did it ourselves." I am sure this workshop on servant and agile leadership will help us to make an action plan and give us some perspectives and rationale to implement this model at Christ University. Let us have a productive session. Wishing all of us the best. I remain. Thank you.